There was a little boy who was standing in the church hallway, and he noticed a plaque up on the wall. And on that plaque lists all the names of people who had died in wars. And the little boy, he grabbed the pastor's hand, not knowing what was on that plaque. He grabbed the pastor's hand and said, "Pastor, what's this list of names up there?" And the pastor looked at the little boy, and he said to the little boy, he said, "Those are the names of the men who have died in service." And that's when the little boy's eyes got really big, and he looked at the pastor and he said, "Which service, the first service or the second service?" Hey, here's what we know. For many boys, young men, for grandfathers, uncles, for neighbors who are men, here's what you know. That's often their attitude towards church. That's why country singers like Trace Adkins sing songs like "Mind on Fishing." It's all about a man who's sitting in his fishing boat saying, "I'd rather be sitting in my fishing boat on Sunday morning thinking about God than sitting in church thinking about fishing." You see, Christianity of all the world religions is the only one where we see an exodus of men. That's why this week on the Daily Dose, I'm going to talk all about why men hate the church. Sound a little strong? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to invite the man in your life, whether that's a husband, that's a son, that's a grandfather, those men in your life who have a hard time with church. Folks, if you're watching on Facebook today, before we get going, would you do this for me? Would you share this post? Would you like it? Help us get the word out. Secondly, go ahead and check in here on Facebook. For every check-in, we have a donor who gives $5 to our food program. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell so you get notifications. And finally, if you're watching on Cable Access 181, invite a friend to watch with you tomorrow. Folks, here's what we know. 90% of men in our country, well, they claim when surveyed to be Christian. But get this, under normal circumstances, only 1 out of every 6 men attended church last week. You see, here's the thing. It's consistent around the world. It's unique to Christianity. Men have exodused the church over the last several years. In other world faiths, such as Buddhism, Judaism, Hinduism, there's an equal number of men and women who participate. Even in the Islamic tradition, there are often more men participating than women. You see, of all the world religions, Christianity is the only one with consistently a shortage of male participants. 61% of the people in the pews on any given Sunday morning under normal circumstances are women. Only 39% are men. And here's the thing that's tied to that decline in male participation. There has been consistently over that same time period a decline in the church. You see, for men, going to church can be like, I hate this example, a prostate exam. They know it's good for them, but it's so unpleasant, it's so invasive that they put it off. Men avoid church. They do it even though we know a few things about church and men. Men who go to church have more marital stability. Men who go to church, when they survey, are happier on average than men who don't go to church. Men who go to church are more engaged as husbands and as fathers. And get this, this is a real statistic. Teenagers who have fathers who participate in the life of faith, they are far more likely to enjoy spending time with their fathers and more likely to admire them. You see, here's what I know about the church. Men need the church in their lives. And it goes the other way around as well. The church needs men. The greatest predictor of a church's decline, this isn't meant to be sexist, it's just a statistic, is when men stop coming to church. You may see this in your own family. Get this. When kids see their fathers participating in the life of faith, they are 10 times more likely to participate in the life of faith as adults. You see, no religion in the world has ever prospered with either one segment, men or women, missing. When churches and families win men, well, everybody wins. One of my favorite times of the year is the NFL draft. I love watching who the Vikings pick in the draft, right? Because what it does is it reveals something about the team, what they believe the weaknesses are in their team. Now, here's what I know about the church. The church has plenty of strengths. We worship well, we love people, we care for people, but we do have some weaknesses. The church as a whole, across the world, well, the weaknesses look like this. Often the church can be timid. Often the church can be inwardly focused. We can come off as amateurish. We can come off as stuck and unproductive. You see, we have struggled. We've struggled to connect often with men because men see those things loud and clear. In my time as a pastor, a couple of things that I've noticed. One of them being that single men are almost totally 100% absent from the church. It's true also in Christian colleges. Young men are outnumbered 2-1 by women in Christian colleges. Another one is this: highly masculine men who work more blue-collar jobs, work with their hands, are often also, they miss out on church. They avoid church like the plague. And here's the other thing that's kind of interesting. The leadership of the church has also swung to a more female-dominated population. Today at the seminary I attended, over 60% of those training to be pastors are women. So what do? Well, that's what this week is all about. I'm calling this week, Why Men Hate the Church. And I want you to invite someone, a male in your life who struggles with church, to watch with you. Folks, we're going to get after this. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.
Lost, forsaken, down and out. Is this what life is all about? Falling fast and falling slow. Is it true you could love me through all this doubt? Will you catch me? Will you chase me? Will you love me? Will you show me? Are you able to reach me where I'm at? Are you for me? You are for me. All these questions, all my scars. Or did I wander so far? Life feels right, then it feels so wrong. How could I go on for so long? Will you catch me? Will you chase me? Will you love me? Will you show me? Are you able to reach me where I'm at? Are you for me? You catch me when I fall. You pursue me when I run. You love me through it all. Oh, you will never leave me. You wipe away my tears. You love me with my scars. You love me, you fight for me, you choose me, you died for me. You catch me, you chase me, you love me and show me that you're able to reach me where I'm at. You are for me, you are for me. me, you chase me, you love me, and show me that you're able to reach me.